Alright, welcome everyone. So today it's gonna be a chill stream. I wake up not long ago and basically we're gonna play some cash game. We started with 40 big blinds on each tables. We're playing at 50 NL. And as you can see now in the bankroll challenge is a little bit different. Instead of 6k it's $6,250, but the difference basically for the tournament is the same thing. The only difference is that now we are also gonna be able to play cash game, and it's gonna be taken in consideration into this because obviously tournament are great, but cash game it's faster, and I need to make this money by the end of the year because all the computer parts are getting more expensive right now, so I don't want to wait forever. So the only way that we're gonna be able to make it happen will be by playing also some cash game. So I'm probably gonna play some tournaments also, but for today, right now, the only thing that I wanted to do was some cash game. So hopefully it will go well, but yeah, I'm finally free of the bad run. So hopefully we're not gonna do too bad. Okay, I'm gonna check now. It's a6. Just gonna give up. If it was a spade I would have continued, but it is not. Pocket fours, we got nothing, so I'm just gonna let it go. 10-9, we're gonna defend from the small blind. We flipped the nuts, so we're definitively gonna do a check raise. Now the question, do we just check jam or do we do a check raise? We're short. We're gonna do a check raise to start on, and if he raises, we're definitively gonna jam. Decided to call, so gonna bet big to be polarized. All right. So basically, because I start with a short stack, at the beginning of this session, I'm definitively gonna be really tight. And as we got a bigger bankroll, as we have a bigger stack, I'm gonna increase the hand that we're gonna play, but mostly from the button. And a little bit from late position as well. Now, to be fair, I could take off the shortcut. I'm gonna attempt to steal here with 6-5 suited. So it did work. So mostly we're gonna raise pre-flop when we're gonna play. Sometimes we're gonna call depending on like oh, would have been a good flop. depending on the situation, and also sometimes, you know, I got some hands that aren't too strong, but because of the pot odds, I can call. I could be playing 4 tables, but I want to be able to explain a little bit what's going on, so we're just gonna play 2 tables. Okay, we're gonna put half pot here, and I'm doing this because there's some straight draws and flush draws that will stay. So by betting half pot, I'm getting more value out of them. King 5 suited, I'm not gonna play. Okay, for 1 big blind, we're gonna defend there. We got a gut shot. We could be tempting to do a check raise here, but the problem that I would have is that I need absolutely a 5. And if he's got the king, or even like pocket 10s, I would say even pocket 8s and higher, there's some decent chances that he will not fold, which wouldn't be good for me. Now, maybe if we can be lucky as well, we could potentially win a bad beat, which would be a few $1,000s. Could be up to 4K, maybe even more, depending on how much money there's in the prizes pool, but there's always this chance that we can make a decent amount. So grinding cash game is definitively a good thing to do. No matter stakes you play, you got a bad beat. And in rush and gold, rush and cash, you can lose with a full house. Aces, well, basically, if you have 3 aces and 2 10s and you lose, you gonna win the bad beat. Jackpot. So instead of being quads and, you know, better, it's aces full, and so that makes it a little bit easier to win, but still it's quite hard. I won it once at 5NL or 500 and something, so it was definitively nice. An increase of 100 buy-ins. Never say no to that. Pocket 8, hopefully he will fold. He does not, but the flop ain't great. At the same time, I could even bet bigger here because I don't have a diamond, but my hands still have some value. However, it looks like half pot will make it. So basically, mainly why I want to make 6K by the end of the year. Well, obviously I got some stuff to buy, but I won't buy a computer part for up to 6K. But with 6K, we would have a 10K roll. So with a 10K roll, we would be definitively able to play at 100 NL. Even if with 4K I'm skilled enough that I could be able to go play at there. But, you know, I'm not like the other people on the internet. Like I cannot like put more money in this on the site, so because I cannot do that, I rather just do stuff more carefully, basically, which is never a bad thing. Okay, so here I'm gonna bet bigger because now I don't want to have a call, especially on the diamond. So many hands that could potentially continue there that I still can beat. I'm also, by playing cash game, making a lot more points for the rakeback or the fish buffet. Here we're gonna make the call. Great hand multi-way. We need runner to win there. So that's also something that I would like to, you know, put an end to and just have a flat rakeback reward. And the thing is, by playing at 50 NL, we could potentially go up to Platinum Whale, which would give us a 50% rakeback. But yeah, obviously we could reach Platinum Octopus really quickly by playing that level. So basically what I've planned was, here I did check, maybe raising was better. But what I planned was to not attempt to go up to Platinum Whales until I was playing regularly 100 NL. Okay, we're gonna bluff there and we're gonna call. We are in position. So here obviously we can call on the flop with a jack, and makes a lot of sense, so nothing crazy there. Here we got top pair. Gonna bet half pot. We got backdoor flush and we got also some straight draws. Does a check call, so it could be some king queen, king ace 10, king jack as well, but I'm still gonna bet anyway, especially on a heart that increases the potential hands that he could have. Oh, he could have 9 and an 8, but this is less likely here. I think I'm gonna call. When he raises on the turn, he's basically turning some hands into a bluff. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna jam now. I don't want to check and be versus a king jack, for example, or ace jack, which would beat me. It can definitively be ace jack with the ace of heart there. So because of that, he did check raise on the turn, which could make some sense in the situation. Yeah, so basically I need to buy a processor, and I also need to buy some water cooling stuff, which is quite expensive, but it will worth it because I'm gonna be able to do everything with my computer, and it's gonna be a small form factor, a really small one, which will be really convenient if I want to move, you know, to play poker from different places, because right now my computer is quite big, so it's definitively nice because I can put like a lot of stuff in it. But with my other computer it will be more like a traveling format, basically. So instead of having like a laptop, I'm gonna have actually kind of the same thing as a laptop, but a lot a lot more powerful, because basically when you have let's say you got a 5090 in the laptop, well, the CUDA cores that you have does not reflect the real graphics card for a desktop PC. So it's more like a 5080-ish or 5070 basically, which is a big downgrade. You know, you pay a lot. Obviously, you got a powerful laptop, but it's not like having the real deal. So by doing a really small form factor, I'm able to, I don't have a 5090, I have a 5080, but I got a tough overclock version, which is a massive card. And unfortunately, the card is bigger in my computer case, so I have to put a water block on it, which would make it a lot smaller. And I'm also gonna water cooled my processor. And yeah, I'm gonna be able to travel and to play from a different location, because I'm gonna play on a few plays. I'm gonna travel to play some live stuff next year within Canada basically. So I could go on a road trip. Could be really interesting, bringing my small PC, because obviously I could also do some video editing with this PC. So I might also gonna buy a laptop anyway, to be honest. And the reason is because obviously I would still need two computers if I'm on the road. One to do, the video, and the other one to be able to play, to grind while the video has been rendering. So all of that to say that next year will be a definitely interesting year. If you like poker content, I'm gonna do some tournament content, I'm gonna do some cash game content, and I'm also gonna do some vloggy kind of stuff, and I'm gonna do some live event as well. So we're gonna go play potentially a few main event in the playground, and maybe a few smaller buy-in as well. And I'm gonna travel through Canada to see where where we can find some good tournaments to play, maybe some good cash game as well. But I'm most likely an online player, obviously. I really like to be able to work from home, but I want to see what's going on in Canada, so it will be a good way to make it happen. So if I'm from Quebec, I would be able to go through up to British Columbia. So probably we'll go in, in Vancouver. So yeah, you probably should be subscribing if you like some poker content. Next year will be the year. This year was more the year that I had to prove to you guys that I'm a winning poker player. So I just did that for the entire year. Started the year with $3,000 to my name. And yeah, now I've got more, obviously. I don't have a lot more though. I did buy myself a lot of stuff to be able to be comfortable playing online poker. Here we're gonna go with half pot because when I got some ace eyes, I definitively bet half pot to get some value out of some flush draws, which means that to be balanced here, I'm gonna do as well that as well with some made hand and some bluff. Okay, king queen here, gonna raise, obviously trying to steal from the button or against the button, basically. A decent flop. If it's not a relevant card on the turn, I would have jammed. He decides to jam there, so it can be some flush draws, can be some... Anyway, we're gonna have to call there. Some worse queen. I always run it twice, just because I want to have as less variance as possible. So I think here we're gonna chop because of the 9, but that's fine. Here we're gonna call, we need a 5. I'm gonna bet on the turn, our opponent checked, so makes some sense here to try to steal. I'm gonna check raise here, potentially even go all in. This is early position, should have a lot of king X in this spot. Alright, so now just one move to do, I think. I'm all in. Versus aces, we're gonna run it twice. But we should be good. Quads, put an ace on the river for the bad beat. I'm not sure if we can get the bad beat if we run it twice though. That is something that I'm not sure. Alright, so things are going well right now. So basically, in the information on my, well, to you it's on my right, where it says games, it means cash game, basically. Tourneys, obviously tournament. Jackpot is if we would be winning bad beat jackpot, basically. Promotion is, let's say the... here we're gonna call. The 10 is a good card for me, so definitely gonna bet again, I think. Promotion is like when I get a bad beat and I'm registered in the daily 100k tournament. Still gonna check here, but on the 4 of diamond, might gonna do a check raise. And the rewards is more most likely the cashback, basically. I think promotion would also mean that the leaderboard money would go there. All right. So basically that's what's up with the information of the bankroll challenge. And basically this is not made by myself, it's not custom made, is directly through GG software, basically. This is in the software, so it's all accurate. I cannot modify anything. I think we're just gonna fold there. Alright, put some clubs out there, please. No club. Just gonna check fold. Decides to check. I think we're gonna bet because of this. Like ace king could potentially call once here, but obviously not twice. I think Ace King could decide to call here. Oh, he had aces. Alright. But Ace King would potentially call as well because we could have missed the flush draw. So unfortunately, this time it was aces. Now, to be honest, maybe Ace King would have jammed pre-flop. Cannot be sure about this. I don't know everyone on the field. Basically, I always start with 40 big blind. This way, like when you're in a bad run and you lose a lot, well, you lose less, basically. And like I like to have a lot of buy-ins in advance. However, this way it gives me more than if I would go straight up to 100 big blind on at the beginning. So if you are looking for a way to, you know, lose less in your downswing, I would recommend to do that. This is what I'm doing personally, and it makes it a lot easier to manage when I'm losing. Yeah, if I was suited, I would have called there, but offsuit, I don't feel like we're gonna call. Okay, pocket sevens. Definitively we can bet there. We're beating, you know, some hands. But the problem here is that we could potentially get check raise, but also we're blocking the hands that could do some, you know, that type of stuff. We're blocking 9-7, 6-7. He did call, so he could have a pair here. The queen is good for me though. And I guess I'm gonna give up here. It's probably got a 10. Or no, the flush. Which makes some sense. And I think he didn't raise on the flop because I'm short stack, basically. If I was a regular stack of 100 big blind, probably would have check raise. Well, I think I would have. Now, obviously, I know that not everyone will play like me, but I got a good baseline on what most of the player will do. Oh, what I've got there. Here I will defend if it's like for one big blind more. Other than that, I'm just gonna let it go. $10-5 off, a little bit too loose there, even though I said I would be looser when I would have more than 100 big blind. Gonna put a small c-bet here because we got 3 hearts on the flop. If it's not for that, I would have just check, fold, and give up. I'm not gonna always put a c-bet. Sometimes I'm just gonna check and let it go. It depends on what I have with the board, according, yeah, to the board. Okay, we're just gonna make the call, pocket fives. We're gonna bet a little bit bigger because usually when they check on this kind of board they have nothing. And also if I have some hearts, I would like also to bet a little bit bigger to get what I miss on the flop. Well, obviously not gonna call an all-in. Flop the flush. Great. Then I'm gonna check, let him bet. Here on the king, he didn't bet. Then I'm just gonna do an overbet. Will look weird. Okay, I'm checking here. I just have 3 hearts. We need runner, so basically I'm just checking and giving up. Raising to 4.5. When someone limp, it's the size that I'm using. If there's a raise, I'm gonna fold. Gonna put a small c-bet here. Gonna call with 6s. On this turn though, now that's actually a really good card for me. So now I'm gonna bet on the bigger size. I'm gonna go on the polar, I'm gonna try to be polarized there. And also build a pot in case I get there. But even if I don't get there, it gives me the opportunity to be able to make a huge bluff, basically. Okay, defending with a king, a suited king, mostly winning over time, so that's why I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check here. I think we're still gonna be good even though he did call. Gonna have some ace highs in this spot. Okay, we're gonna call backdoor straight and backdoor flush there for a really small bet. Just check, so I guess we're gonna try to get it on the turn. Okay, please fold. Well, if you raise, we're folding, obviously. So basically, I'm just betting because I don't want to give him a, you know, a small price there. Here, do we raise? I think we could, but I'm just gonna call this time. We could raise because obviously ace 10 would potentially not fold there. On the turn, I'm gonna check it. I don't like the turn. He didn't bet. He should be betting on the king. So that makes me believe that I might be good there. And if I'm not, by checking, the pot will not be too huge, so I'm not gonna lose this much. Bet really big on the river. This is weird. Here, still, do we bet? Do we call once? Okay, we're gonna call once. We got there, and here I'm gonna call because there's some hard draws. Obviously, you could have like the king, but yeah, no matter what, I'm gonna call there. He's got the 10, great. Here, we're just gonna call. I'm not gonna raise here because obviously he could have, you know, on the spades. He's betting really big here, trying to polarize again. So I'm just gonna call and hopefully I'm good. And we are. $32 pot, not bad. We're getting raised by a really small stack here. So we're just gonna let it go there. Just gonna check fold here. He does check as well. That is weird. Okay, please check again. If he checks, we might be good actually. I'm kind of blocking a little bit the flush draws, but I'm still gonna bet half pot. Here, I don't like my kicker. Could be some flush draws, but yeah, you can have this one. $5 in the middle. Yeah, not gonna call with 4 high. Here we can try actually. Gonna take the free card on the turn. You can have an ace, of course, like you can have some club draws, but overall that's fine to just give up there. Okay, I'm gonna call for a man open. This one we're gonna fold. Now most likely here we're gonna fold. I just like to wait to see what's going on after we've played. And I don't mind sometimes, you know, it stays there, but obviously I don't mind. It gives me more time if there's something on the other table I can explain a little bit more. Obviously I'm not going into all the details because it would be too long. Just going give you a quick overview of the situation. Like here we're gonna steal basically. Here we're just gonna make the call, playing in position. Yeah, 10-8, I'm not gonna call there. Alright, let's just call. I like to call versus the small blind because we are in position. So because of that, it makes it really really good to see the flops. Yeah, really profitable. That's what I was looking for. Makes it a lot profitable because you can do a lot of stuff when you're in position. I'm gonna check here versus two opponents. But now on the turn that we've hit the ace, I'm gonna bet. So what to expect here? We got some deuce 3, some 3-5, some 2-5, especially of spade that will stay, some 9-7, some, you know, a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go half pot. I'm not gonna go too big there. Since we don't have a spade also, it gave us more chances that some draws, some flush draws are now possible. However, here, obviously, not thrilled, but I think we're gonna go for some small value there. If we're getting raised, I think we're gonna fold, but we're not getting raised, so that's good. Okay, I'm not raising here. I'm out of position, so I rather see the flop. If it's some low cards board, yeah, we can play. If it's a big cardboard like this, we can check fold. Sometimes we're gonna hit a set. And depending on the board, when we got a set out of position, we're gonna be able to do some check raise. Yeah, I'm gonna raise with queen 9 suited there. Kings as well. Flopping the nuts here. We hope that he's got quads. Oh no, it wouldn't be a bad beat if he has quads anyway. Okay, we're gonna bet on the turn now. I think there's some ace highs that will call because we are using a really small sizing. Also some pocket pairs that could potentially call as well. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna call here. Not the greatest hand, but we're suited. Not gonna go crazy here. We don't have the nut flush draw, and we don't have also a lot of backup. So I might even gonna fold there actually. Oh my god, same hands everywhere. That's a funny situation. Okay, I'm just gonna call there. Want to keep him in the pot, and also by just calling I can have so much stuff here that want to give him a chance to hit something and then go broke. Now the question here, alright, I'm just gonna call and let him bluff, I guess. He might not bluffing, but he might not be bluffing, but you know, believing that he's good with like I don't know, ace king or you know, anything. Please bet. Okay, he had nothing, so and I wasn't, even if I would have bet there, he would have folded obviously. So I did what I had to do to get the most. But he was smart enough to just not blast it off. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna raise it up. Here we're gonna fold. And here I'm raising because he's gonna you know, from this position, he's gonna re-raise me with a lot of like king queen, jack queen, 10 jack suited, and some ace high suited as well. But the thing is, I rather just re-raise pre-flop and not give him a chance to hit something and stack me, you know. Oh, Brunoob TV. I know, Brunoob YouTube. What's up? Hope you're doing fine. I think I remember you from Twitch, I think. Could be wrong there, but I think usually I got a good memory. Come on. Okay, gonna bet on the turn. Okay, we're gonna check it now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, usually I call with jacks, but now we are from the big blind, so as you should have, you should know right now, I usually raise from the small blind when I play. Sometimes I'm calling, but that's not a spot where I would be calling there. You're gonna fold that as well. You're gonna call ace 5 suited. Here I'm gonna put a c-bet. With an ace, I would do this because of the flush draws. So we're gonna do this with pocket tens. And yeah, we got it on the turn. So, gonna bet again, I think. If he's got an ace here, he's not folding, that's for sure. And we hope that he's got an ace. Most likely didn't. Getting raised here, we're not gonna re-raise, we're just gonna make the call. I'm gonna call on the flop, I think. We're beating some hands here. And now he's betting really big. He's playing 62% of the time. I'm tempting to call here, but we're gonna give him the benefits of the doubt. Since we don't have a lot of hands versus him. Okay, we're just gonna make the call there. We will be in position. Decent flop now to stay. All right, let's make the call. Get there. I think we're gonna raise there. Could look bluffy. If I have only the queen of spade here, I could potentially want to raise from time to time. And now we're gonna go big because we want to be polarized. Let's go. Got him. Okay, fours. We're not gonna do anything. Oh, would have won a big pot there, but pocket four is never a great hand to call null in pre-flop. Okay, gonna raising here with queen 10 because obviously we want to steal, but also queen 10 offsuit is not strong enough to call. Basically, I'd rather raise than just call there. Here we're gonna make the call three-way where we got a suited kings, different story there. I try to steal again. King, jack. Alright, this time we're gonna call because we are in position. But I'm gonna put a small c-bet here. We got a double gutter and a backdoor flush. I'm gonna check. I don't like the heart there. Am I gonna bluff here? I'm gonna call though because we can get, you know, a 5 or a 10. I'm gonna give up now. I think most likely he's got an ace, a queen. But yeah. I would have bluffed there if I would have a 9-6 of heart. But because I don't have that combo, I'm just gonna give up. Oh, alright. I'm gonna fold this one. Gonna bet small here. If I got aces, I want to keep them in the pot. So basically, we're gonna try to play like we got aces. Here, I'm just gonna check and give up, basically. Maybe we're gonna bet on the turn because we could have a king. Gonna bet small again, hopefully he will fold. And if he just have ace size here and call, we still could be good at showdown. Now the question is, do we want to check? He's jamming, which could be weak here because, yeah. He's playing like 62% of hands. I think I might even want to call there actually. Oh my god, he's got quads. Wow. Alright. This was a lucky one for him. Wow. Gonna check it here with queens. All right. King, queen gonna raise. Yeah, I'm not just gonna call there. I'm out of position, so instead of 4.5 here, I'm gonna go 5.5. All right, sir. You can have it. Oh, great flop here. Gonna do a check raise. Here, I think if I have 9-10, I want to bet big. Bigger than the pot, actually. Now, I would be losing versus aces and ace-jack. I'm blocking 7s and 8s, so this is a little bit less of a concern. But, yeah, obviously not impossible. Okay, betting half pot, try to get value from flush draws and even straight draws there in that spot. Okay, I'm gonna check. Seems to play a lot of hands compared to the average. On the turn though, I think I'm gonna bet. If I have a jack now, I cannot really afford to check. I don't have a jack, but the looser they are, the less chances they have something good. So obviously also I cannot just check. Oh, here, bad open. That's my bad. I usually don't open below pocket sixes, so sixes and higher I will open there. Just gonna let it go here versus 3 opponents. Decent chances that someone's got something. Not even gonna try to bluff there. You see, everyone was beating us, so... Okay, here I'm gonna bet small. I got backdoor straight, backdoor flush. I'm gonna check now, it's not a heart. If it was a heart, I would have c-bet the turn as well. We might gonna play the big game later. Like, I don't mind some tournaments as well. Obviously, I'm more of a tournament player. So am I gonna do that? Maybe, maybe not. That's guaranteeing that we're gonna do it. I feel a little bit still tired. I just took a coffee basically, and I wake up at like 4 p.m. Now you could argue that the music is not helping to make me wake up, but I mean, today is like a chill stream, just 2 cash game tables. So it's even chiller for me because I don't have to go on like the tables if we got like more than 10 tables. So even for me, it's relax. Here I'm not necessarily trying to bluff because obviously once again we are versus 3 opponents, so chances are someone's got something. Alright, aces, can we win a big pot? I'm gonna be honest with you, usually when I win a big pot, I don't have aces. Here I'm still betting half pot. I could go lower because I got the ace of hearts. But in general, with ace side there, I like to go half pot. We are able to get more value out of most of the draws. Sometime they're gonna have a set and we're gonna lose a little bit, but most of the time they won't. Okay, we're just gonna call in position. We've got a suited hand. Connected enough. I could be calling, but since he's short stack here, I'm not gonna do that. Because the shorter stack that someone's got, the less moves he's got in his arsenal, which most likely will be all to go all in at some point, and a lot quicker than someone who's got like 100 or 200 big blinds in front of him. So because of that, you want to be a little more careful versus short stack and raise a little less pre-flop also. Here we're gonna make the call in position. Okay, so like I said here, when you are short stack you get less moves, so hopefully it's ace jack and we're just gonna go all in here. Two overs and a straight draw. I'm gonna check it obviously. Now on the turn, I think I'm gonna bet quite big because I think a big club here should be definitively calling anyway. So we want to extract the most out of that kind of hands. I'm gonna call in position here. I don't want to raise. Obviously folding is also a good option because we're short. Please check. Alright, I'm just gonna give up. Yeah, I don't like my call there. With 100 big blind could be fine. With less than that, I don't like it too much. Obviously, it's not necessarily a big mistake, if even a mistake at all, but you know. So hopefully you do enjoy the upgrade that I did. I got better microphones and I got 2 of them. I got a great camera now, which is actually a cell phone. I got the Samsung Ultra S Ultra 24. Well, not sure about the name, how to put it in the right way, but I got the good one with like the best camera out there. And we are also in 4K now because of my graphics card. So even the stream is in 4K. I also record at the same time in 4K so that if I'm doing my videos, I can do a lot of stuff with it, and the quality will never deteriorate because I'm zooming on something, you know? So that's a good thing for everyone, basically. Okay, here it's a funny spot because obviously you could have ace high here, you could have some flush draws that miss. Can have a bigger pair than me, but I think overall I'm gonna call here and hopefully we're good. Okay, he's got the 8. That's a little bit sad, but like we did some pot control and he didn't bet as well, so pot was not really big. He's gonna have some ace highs sometimes there as well. Because if you think you're versus ace high and you got ace high, you definitely you want to make him fold, basically. Okay, here I'm just gonna call, and the reason is that because we are versus early position. So even though my hand is not great because we're not suited, it's good enough that if we hit 2 pair or a straight on a flop or like a chance of a straight, that I don't mind calling, especially when I already, you know, from small blind you already put something in the middle. So we're gonna check it on the turn as well. Doesn't mean that he's got ace queen there. He could have ace king. He can have like queen jack, king jack. He can have a lot of stuff that we are beating right now. Someone could have 9-10. 9-10 suited is still possible, I think, from there, but overall here we're gonna at least make the call. And yeah, I'm gonna check it, but I think a leading here if you got a 10 is really good. And just leading maybe for a small bet. Now he do bet really small here, so I guess I'm gonna have to call, and doesn't matter if he's got a 10 or not. Alright. Nice answer. And I kind of have to call there because I cannot afford to let someone bet really small there with a bluff, for example. because I would be, you know, they would be able to exploit me if I would be folding for that amount there. Oh. We got a raise there. Yeah, I don't have ace high flush draw, so I'm just gonna fold there. You're gonna raise here. Please re-raise. I think I'm gonna check there, and the reason is I could be betting small. Half pots would be also acceptable, but checking, let him a chance to see if he's got something, and I'm just gonna jam. Maybe he could put me on a flush draw there. Maybe he could also put me on ace king. Maybe believe that I could be afraid here, so by jamming there, you know, he will call with some pocket pairs, which he did. All right, let's go. $100 pot, not a jack please, and it's a spade roux, so we're good. $100 pot, always welcome. Here now we got a gut shot, but it's not a diamond. Obviously with 10-5 suited I would rather see a 6 of diamond there. I'm not even gonna call. Alright, we're just gonna call here, gonna call as well. Here I'm calling because this is a early position open, so I like to, you know, call versus with basically almost any ace-x versus an early position open. Here we're in a tough spot now because we're short. Cannot really check here, so I guess we're gonna have to go all in. Oh, versus a full house. All right. Was hoping that he had more like ace queen or ace jack, but not this time. I want a timeout there. If I recall correctly, it did open with okay, no, it was King 10 suited. I thought it was King 10 offsuit. King 10 suited seems reasonable. Yeah, I'm gonna raise there. We want to raise with a made flush in that spot, with a set, and with 2 pairs as well. We also want to raise with only like the ace of diamond in our hand as well, because we need some bluff as well. I'm just gonna check fold here. Deuces, basically, if he opens, we call. If he fold, we fold. Because we want to be in position versus someone. We don't want to be out of position with deuces. And this would be the same up to pocket fives, basically. Okay, calling here because it's only one big blind more. Calling here because odd odds. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if we reach 5-6k, I think I'm gonna take a shot at the 100 NL. And if we start to run bad, I might even gonna play lower though. This is what I did last time that I was running bad, and to be honest, I even played more tournaments actually after a while running bad, but like I was lucky that I was just putting 40 big blind to start on the tables, because I think I lost for like 15,000 hands or 20,000 hands but I lost in the sense that like every time people was getting there versus me, like I had a set, they had a better set, or we went all in, I was good, and then boom, straight or flush or whatever and everything, sometimes even quads. So obviously it was sad for me, but on the graph it doesn't look too bad actually. And here I'm just gonna check it, and most likely gonna check call unless he's over betting here. He can have a 6, he can have a smaller ace, he can have like a small pocket pair, he can have a missed flush draw, or he can have 10-9 of offsuit as well, I guess. You know. Yeah, so we will take a look at the graph potentially after the session. So if you want to see it and you're not there at the end of the session, all this live will be on the channel, so you could go there and go at the end of the video, you will see it there. Here, yeah, I'm just gonna call. I'm not gonna open here because I got 40 big blind. If I had more, I would have opened. So here I'm gonna have to call because there's 2 kings on the flop, which means that this is less possible that he's got a king in his hand. He can have some flush draws here. So I'm gonna call twice actually. And I'm gonna check because if he's got nothing, I want to give him a chance maybe to bluff. And he doesn't know that I have pocket nines. He could believe I got a king, so if I got a king, most likely he's gonna check it back anyway. So we basically played it like we had a king basically. Sometimes we're gonna raise as well with a king, but even if there's a flush draw there, like overall calling is definitively not bad. Gonna bet half pot here. If I had a flush draw, I would bet half pot as well. I'm gonna check it now. Gonna try to steal here with 9-7. I definitively don't want to see a flop. And here I'm gonna try to bluff. Try to get it on the river. If he's got a king, I want him to fold here basically. Alright, sir, you can have it. Okay, so I'm calling here ace queen offsuit versus under the gun. Obviously I can beat some ace highs, I can beat some ace jack, ace 10, some king queen, those type of hands. Here we got a short stack. I think I'm just gonna fold pre-flop. Yeah, ace queen is not as strong as you might think it is. Alright, gonna put a small bet here. Here, if I have aces, I definitely want to put a small bet there because of the draws that would be basically dead. So I wouldn't be betting half pot in that situation. And I'm saying it because, you know, most of the time I'm putting there like a half pot bet, but if I don't do it, I kind of have to explain it because, you know, the board structure was a little bit different, even though there was like a flush draw. Calling versus an early position open with a small X, a small ace. We got a gut shot here, so if he checks, I'm gonna take the free card. If he bets small, we can call. He could have a small pocket pair here, and that's why he did check the flop. He can have some ace king that could check the flop. However, now we cannot afford to check again, so we're gonna bet 2 big blind. And I think he's got a small pocket pair in that spot, so that's why I'm gonna try to take the initiative now and bet. Because versus a pocket pair, I cannot win if I check, basically, unless I hit the card that I need. And this would mean that I would need to be lucky. And I'm not playing poker to be lucky. I'm playing poker because it's a game of skill. Okay, now we got a gut shot, so I think I'm gonna lead out. Okay, I think it's in the music. Let's go. We got some value out of a flush draw. Yeah, I feel like today maybe I'm not gonna play any tournament at all. I think I like the pace. I like the pace of the stream like that. Not sure for how long the session will go, because I would like to eat something. Alright, let's call and hopefully see some clubs. It's not the case. Please fold now. Okay, so when he calls here, I think he's gonna have some flush draws, but he could also have like some ace-x, so I'm just gonna check it. Yeah, alright. You could have a ace-high as well. You can have a big pair. Please fold. Thank you. Uh, 10 jack off, maybe not. Okay, we're gonna call here. Got a suited kings, which is definitely strong enough to call. Some a6 here would check on the flop, so I'm not thrilled. We need a jack to have the nuts though. That's not the case. We're gonna check and give up, basically. Nice. Here I'm opening, but from this stack size might not be the best open. All right, gonna fold this one. Alright, I'm just gonna call there. Nines. Raising can be tempting, but we are deep now. So we want a little bit less re-raising pre-flop with like medium hands. Okay, I'm gonna call here because I got a heart. Here we got a double gutter actually. We need a 6 or a 10. So we're gonna raise and please fold. Thank you. Got him. Here we got a big enough stack to open with that hand. Please fold. I'm gonna check fold there. 9-8 suited. You're gonna put a small bet here. Don't need to put a big bet. On a heart, I'm gonna go bigger now. Because we got the ace of heart, which is a great card to have. Gonna put a small bet here. Gonna call with the 7. Now, this could be a good card, obviously, if he's got ace high or a small pocket pair. Here, I'm gonna bet again because I got a king and the 9 gave me the gut shot. Here, I'm gonna check. We got raise here. He could have, like... The queen can have some flush draws. I think we're gonna make the call. And here I think we're just gonna make the call as well. Well, obviously now we could have a 10, obviously. It would make some sense to bet 3 there. For 3 big blind, I'm gonna call. Alright. Nice bet, sir. Nice bet. calling here, we're super deep. We can hit like a flush draw or a flush or two pair or whatever. It could be a big pot. Now the question here is, if he checks, do we want to bluff? He does not check. We don't want to bluff anyway. I'm gonna call here. Okay, so I'm putting a c-bet here. He will call with any pair. Well, that's not great for me, but yeah, kind of have to turn our hand into a bluff. Him calling with a pair can have some, you know, some big cards in a flush draw, for example. So we got bottom pair and backdoor flush, backdoor straight. $5 in the middle for free. Okay, I'm gonna lead out. It's a limp pot. I got a pair. Okay, I think I'm gonna check on the king of clubs. We have a club, but that's a baby one. Cannot be thrilled here, honestly. Okay, so here I'm trying to be a little bit tricky by checking on the flop. Gonna bet on the turn. And some clubs, you know, some combo with a club will definitively call there. Here we need an 8. All right. Not sure if I want to call on the turn, to be honest. Okay, here I'm betting small with ace king. I would like to bet small with ace 10. I would like to bet small with king queen. I would like to bet small. I think I'm gonna bet again, really small. Alright, you can have it, sir. We're close to the 2-hour mark. Might gonna end up the session. After that, I'm gonna go eat. And I'm most likely gonna grind all night, basically. Not sure that I'm gonna stream though, all night. Okay, good flop. Limp call. Gonna go half pot. Now that there are some draws. Well, at least more draws than on the flop. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to make the call there. Now, unfortunately, I think I'm just gonna give up. And going all in pre-flop would be a big mistake. With queens there. Because our stack was so big. I'm gonna bet half pot or small. I think I'm gonna bet small this time. Try to get check raised. And if he raises, we got one move left. Just to go all in basically, and we're gonna wait until the green line hit there basically. And we're good. 77% chances of winning the hand, and we're gonna win. Let's go. I still got 5 minutes. So basically what we're gonna do at the 2-hour marks, we're gonna take a look at the graph, and then we're gonna call it a sesh. I'm gonna try to steal on the turn. Let's go. I'm gonna check. There's a queen now. We don't have the best hand maybe anymore, but I'm still gonna have to call at least one. And here we could be leading, but I'm just gonna check it. we want to call there. We only beat ace-6 offsuit. Ace-jack offsuit with the ace of clubs. He checked the flop. Alright, I think we're gonna have to call because he could have let just some ace-high and trying to make us fold because of the queen. So we're gonna call. Okay, he had the queen this time. Unfortunate. We got 2 overs and a backdoor flush, so I'm gonna put a small bet here. Alright, now I'm gonna have to bet bigger because we turned a club. Oh, diamond is not really my card here. That suck. Cannot really bluff either. Oh, and he called with nothing. Wow. Nice call, I guess. Nice call. You're gonna bet small. You got the best nothing hand. Alright, so we're gonna do it like that. Next blind. Please fold, thank you. For one big blind, I'm gonna make the call there from the small blind. I'm gonna call though. A raise. All right, so let's take a look here. So we're gonna go on PokerCraft. All right, so here I'm gonna try to show you the graph, basically the entire graph of all them from the last month, basically. Hopefully it will work, but it can take a few minutes, to be honest. I think this session we kind of are breaking even, or maybe we lost like $8, I think, not sure. Okay, so it will take a little bit of time. Not sure if it's gonna work. Can go back to the lobby, I guess. So right now, from the leaderboard, we're guaranteed of $15. So that's not too bad. And here, yeah, I think we lost like around eight or $10, something close to this. Here for the rewards, we're at 27,000 points. We still got a bunch of days until the 18th December. You see at the screen that we are 27th of November. And we can take a look. So basically what I was saying is that we're gonna reach Platinum Octopus maybe this month, maybe next month, I'm not sure. But if we play 50NL or maybe a little bit higher than that, we're gonna try to reach Platinum Whale. But this would most likely take 3 months, I would say. Alright, so I cannot show you, I'm gonna show you the graph of this month, I guess. I'm gonna try now. And it was not working, most likely because I'm streaming and like I'm doing a lot of stuff. Alright, so this month we've played 33,000 hands, almost 34. So this is how it looks right now. So basically here I think it was some 25 NL or maybe some 2 NL, something like that. I was playing a little bit lower, I didn't play a lot. And here it was 25 NL, and then I started to play 15 L, and then boom, we are making a little bit of money there as well. So we can take a look by position, even though there is like the small stakes, doesn't really matter too much. So this is how it looks right now. And at the end of the year, I'm gonna download all my hands and we're gonna take a look at the graph in Poker Tracker. I'm also gonna take a picture of the graph of the entire year, and it's gonna be same thing here for the tournament, but here you can see that we're still in profit, even though last 3 tournaments was a lot bigger than like all of here. I was doing great bankroll management, but you know, if we're able to make a lot of money playing cash game, we can play a little bit higher. So this what's up for the graph and result so far. You can see that below me there's some you know, the $10.80 main event and the Zodiac Fest, and basically in a few days it will be basically here we can go take a look at the Micro Festival. So I'm gonna try to make something here happen. I'm gonna play all these tournaments, the day ones and the phase tournament. Basically the daily events will depend on if I'm awake during those times, because I don't have, you know, I'm going to sleep when I'm tired, and I wake up when I'm fine. So I'm Not sure if I'm gonna stream all of this. Am I gonna stream only the final days? I'm gonna think about it. And yeah, so basically I'm gonna show you how many bullets I got in all of those tournaments. I think there's 4 or 5 tournaments, so you're gonna be able to see it. So on that note, I'm gonna wish you guys a great day or a great night. Subscribe if you want to be notified when I'm live, because I'm not always live. Next year, I'm most likely gonna stream maybe around 5 days a week. Gonna get myself, I'm gonna give myself 2 days to do some, some editing, to be able to make some good videos for you, as well as doing some educational content about what I'm doing, basically a little bit more in depth. While I'm not live, I can talk a little bit more. We can stop in a spot and like talk about the everything we need to talk about to be able to make you a better player overall. And I'm gonna teach you about tournaments and about cash game, maybe even also about PLO. So if you would like to become a better player, I would encourage you to subscribe to know when I'm posting a new video or when I'm live as well. So that's it, guys. See you in the next one. Ciao, everyone.